Now please welcome Lauren Hart, who will sing our national anthem. Please rise if you are able and remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was great.
Now please welcome the 9th Chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley, Robert J. Bourgeonneau.
Cal graduates, families, and friends, welcome to the University of California, Berkeley, and to Commencement 2013. My name is Robert Bourgeonneau, and it has been my privilege to serve as the 9th Chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley since 2004. I'm also a faculty member in the Department of Physics and Material Science and Engineering, to which I'll be returning full-time on June 1st. So this is my graduation as well as yours. We are marking the commencement of a new stage in our lives. Graduates, today is your day. You renew the proud line of alumni whose education and life are forever entwined with Berkeley. Congratulations, class of 2013. Graduation is a treasured moment for students and their families. So many of you wanted to participate, so that for the first time since 1969, we are holding commencement in Memorial Stadium, and isn't it fantastic? And I want to give a special shout out to our cheerleader, Erin, who led cheers here in Memorial Stadium phenomenally. "3,900 seniors and 21,000 of their families and friends have joined us today. We're going to call up each and every one of our graduates by name to walk across the stage. Yeah. Our guest speaker, Wozniak, brought an arm brace. We come together at Commencement 2013 to honor our past, celebrate the excitement of the present, and look forward to the promise of the future. Today, each of you, as members of our graduating class, will experience the same joy, the same sense of personal accomplishment as the many hundreds of thousands of Cal graduates who have preceded you throughout Cal's proud history. Each family here has traveled a distinctive path to arrive at today's graduation. Many of you are the first in your family to graduate from college. Others are fourth-generation Cal graduates. However, I want to give a special shout out to our undocumented student graduates who have faced challenges that none of us can imagine. And I cannot tell you how proud I am, and I know this from firsthand conversations with some of these students, that they are able to graduate today because 3 semesters ago, your university became the first university in the United States to offer financial aid to undocumented students. Graduates, please join me in thanking your families and all our partners, children, and friends who have stood by you with their understanding and support. Please join me in thanking the faculty and staff members and all those participating here today to make this such a joyful convocation. Graduates, this is your special time, a major milestone in each of your lives. Commencement recognizes and celebrates your accomplishments. Today, you are congratulated on your progress toward a significant reward for all your toil and perseverance, a university degree. But not just any university degree, a University of California, Berkeley degree. Two years ago, our commencement speaker, Paul Jacobs, the president of Qualcomm and also a Berkeley threefold graduate, made a profound comment to the graduating class that bears repeating. He said, and I quote, "No matter how underprivileged your beginnings may have been, today you become members of the privileged class." I repeat, today you become members of the privileged class. Of 7 billion people in the world, today you belong to a unique group of 450,000 who call themselves UC Berkeley graduates. Said differently, there are 6,909,550,000 people who do not have that privilege. Why are Berkeley graduates unique? A Berkeley graduate degree, undergraduate degree, pardon me, means that you have been prepared to go out into the world with an excellent education that only a preeminent research and teaching university such as Berkeley can offer. You've been taught by leading researchers and scholars who bring to the classroom a depth of understanding and a real passion for their subject. During your time here, Berkeley faculty have won many distinctions, including 2 Nobel Prizes, one in economics awarded to Oliver Williamson, and one in physics to my colleague Saul Perlmutter. They and many other Berkeley faculty like them are outstanding researchers and teachers. At Berkeley, you have participated in knowledge being transformed by investigation and discovery, and you will have even contributed to that process. Each of you in your own way has made significant contributions during your time at Berkeley, and learn from each other. You are part of a rich diversity, intellectual, cultural, and socioeconomic, that makes studying at Berkeley such a terrific preparation for today's globalized world. I've been most impressed by your energy and passion for tackling important problems and wanting to make a difference, whether for ensuring the long-term health of our planet, eradicating disease and abating poverty, or for making life better for those who are less advantaged. You have educated me and others on greenness and pushed hard for our commitment to sustainability. Your commitment to responsible stewardship of our planet is reflected in the many green energy projects in which the campus is engaged. You have flocked to our global poverty and practice program. Your inventiveness has already resulted in projects that will improve life in impoverished areas of the world. You have advocated with the full passion of your convictions to pass the California DREAM Act and make possible scholarships and financial aid for undocumented students. In all dimensions, you have shown incredible spirit and desire to excel. During your time here, Cal continued its record of winning NCAA championships. The men's and women's swimming and diving programs repeated as NCAA champions, capturing the crown in 2011 and 2012, and coming second nationally in 2013. While you were at Cal, our men won the Pac-12 basketball title. I think it was the first time in 50 years. And our women not only tied for the Pac-12 title with Stanford this year, but went on, beyond all expectations, to the semifinals of the NCAA championship for the first time ever. You cheered them on. Our Olympians won 17 medals in last summer Olympics. And as I think most of you know, our current and former student athletes won the same number of gold medals as France and as Germany. And UC Berkeley ranked as a country 6th overall in the world in gold medals. On the less happy side, as the class of 2013, you arrived at Berkeley in the depths of the economic crisis and have seen its effects on public higher education. Many of you worked with us to advocate for public education. Last fall, you registered voters and convincingly helped pass Proposition 30. Together, we have worked hard to increase financial aid for students from low-income families and introduce a plan to help middle-class families, the first ever such program for a public university in the United States. I point with great pride that at Berkeley, we have as many undergraduates with federal Pell Grants, which means family incomes are under $45,000, as all of the 8 Ivy League universities combined. This is a remarkable achievement, and it represents the public and inclusive nature of Berkeley more succinctly than any other statistic I might cite. You have also generously volunteered your time to reach out to communities that are underrepresented on our campus and work to help ensure that everyone feels welcome at Cal. You have helped make us a more equitable and inclusive community. So how are Berkeley graduates unique? You are independent and self-directed, curious and creative. You are innovators and risk takers. You are boundary breakers. You have a passion to make a difference. You will go out and change the world. You will see these qualities exemplified in your commencement speaker and fellow alumnus, Steve Wozniak. He will no doubt, sorry to put you on the spot, Steve, make this commencement a memorable one for you. As you leave Cal, I ask two things of you. One, please continue to speak out for and support public universities so that others may have the opportunity for the great education that you have received. Two, please continue Berkeley's proud tradition of public service by volunteering your services to your communities. Whether as a tutor to a needy high school student, a big sister to a young girl in an impoverished neighborhood, a member of Teach for America, or the Peace Corps. I hope that you will continue to seek out opportunities to give back to your communities, locally, nationally, and globally. Graduates, this commencement marks a turning point for you. You may not know where or what the future will hold for you, but as you go, know that we will be there with you. We are very proud of you. We are proud that you are joining a community of Cal alums more than 450,000 strong, all of whom have a common bond, their pride in Berkeley. You too will always be members of the Cal community. Please stay in touch with your community and continue to share from near and far in what the university has to offer. I hope that you will remember the excellent education that you received here and that it will serve you and society well. May your lives be richly rewarding and fulfilling, and may you enjoy much happiness. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2013. Go Bears!
And now welcome this year's Young Alumni Speaker, Brianna Keeler, from the class of 2001.
I want to get a picture of you guys. Yeah. You look amazing. Okay, can you just squeeze in a little? Thank you, class of 2013. Chancellor Bergeneau, for having me. I am honored and humbled to be here. Cal was my dream school when I was in high school, so you can imagine how I felt when Berkeley rejected me. I took it in stride. I did. I cried. I kicked the kitchen table. I cried some more. And then I thought, this is not how this story goes. I found out I could appeal my rejection, though the chances of that working out for me were roughly the same as flunking out of Stanford. Go Bears. James Michener said, "Character consists of what you do on the third and fourth tries." True, that was only my second, but I like to think the university was testing my character. So despite the odds, I appealed, explaining why the university made a mistake, and I wrote it like my life depended on it. And I think the life that I now have actually did. A few weeks later, I found out that I'd been accepted. And I began my adult years with an education that enriched me and changed me, and that I was keenly aware had so nearly escaped me. And it transformed how I have seen opportunities ever since. When I found out that I would have the privilege of being your young alumni speaker, I was so excited, and then honestly, I was a little bit scared, because I thought, what wisdom can I share with you? The truth is, you won't have as much figured out by the time you're 32 as you think. You see, I am just barely a member of the millennial generation that you are a part of, and at a loss for what to say in this speech, I did what any self-respecting millennial would do. I brainstormed for a really long time, which is to say I procrastinated. And then finally, I put on some pajama pants and I tweeted about it. So in 140 characters or less, here's what people told me to tell you. My personal favorite, relish your time spent at Kips. All real-world bars only go downhill from there. And don't forget to give your parents rent money. That might have been your mom or dad. There were also many thoughtful bits of advice for you. Follow what inspires you was probably my favorite. And I know that this may seem daunting for many of you. I know that there's a lot of uncertainty about finding a job, let alone one that really fulfills you. But fight to follow what inspires you. For me, it was doing something different every day, talking to people, telling their stories. I realized during an internship at a local TV station here in the Bay Area that reporting was the only job that wasn't going to feel like work. And loving my work is the only reason I haven't tired of it. I've reported on a bear stuck in a tree. I've done a live shot with a python wrapped around me. I've interviewed a number of people on their 100th birthdays. And yes, they were all women. Sorry, guys. I've also covered heartbreak. I was at Virginia Tech, and I saw parents waiting for the news that would destroy them. And then a year after the shooting, and again 5 years after that, I returned and I was awestruck by how resilient people can be. In the fall of 2008, as our economy was on the brink of collapse, I ran through the halls of Congress, literally chasing lawmakers with questions. And I've now covered our nation's first African-American president through his re-election. And most recently, I've been given this honor, which is truly an honor, addressing you guys, the class of 2013. All because I followed what inspired me. Another tweet, this was from a friend, and she wanted me to tell you that it's okay to fail. The best things in life come from risk and learning from it. And I will add to that that if you don't risk failure, you will never truly succeed. Right after graduation, I was offered a job at a news station in the small market of Yakima, Washington. I'd never been to Yakima. The truth is, I'd never been to the state of Washington. But I accepted immediately, and a couple weeks later, I was moving into an apartment across the street from a very smelly hop processing plant. I was what you call in my business a one-man band. So in addition to reporting, I was my own photographer and I was my own editor. My second day on the job, I broke my camera, which cost more than my annual salary. I hadn't secured it properly on the tripod, and it fell off and it cracked into 2 pieces. Now, miraculously, I was not fired. But needless to say, I wasn't making a good first impression. I was shaken. I was in this unfamiliar place. I didn't know anyone. I had no idea what I was doing. And I thought, there is no way that I can do this for the year or 2 that I'm supposed to. Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. I kept going. I persevered, just hoping that things would get better. And you know what? They did. They got great. I had the time of my life. I made lifelong friends. I experienced the range of human emotions as people allowed me to tell their stories and the stories of their loved ones. A forest fire that unnecessarily claimed the lives of 4 young firefighters, the life-saving surgery of a beautiful baby girl. I rode along with police officers on a methamphetamine bust, and I answered the very important question, is it ever a good idea to ride a mechanical bull on live TV? It's not. Having been raised in a suburb of Southern California and spending my years here in urban Berkeley, working in Yakima gave me the invaluable experience of living in a rural community. And there's no better education for reporting on a government that is supposed to represent the people of our entire nation. If I hadn't persevered, I think my reporting in Washington, D.C. now would be incomplete. So remember, as you follow what inspires you, it's not always going to be easy. Sometimes the wrong letter is going to end up in your mailbox. But take risks and keep going. I promise you, it will be worth it, even when you fail. Also, and this is so important, make sure that you can wear shoes you can run in. Ladies, I'm mostly talking to you, and I promise that'll come in handy one day. Good luck, Godspeed, and congratulations to you all. Go Bears!
Thank you, Brianna. That was wonderful. We now welcome Shannon Marie Pfeiffer and Tyler Wishnoff, class of 2013 Gift Committee, with a special presentation to the university.
Good morning, faculty, family, friends, and members of the graduating class of 2013. We are proud to be up here representing our 2013 Senior Gift Campaign, and we congratulate you on your participation and commitment to maintaining Cal's excellence for future bears. The class of 1874 started this long-standing tradition with a gift of $84.10 for books. This year, our class has given to a wide variety of departments, majors, and programs on campus, including the Cal Fund, which supports current and future undergraduates. Next year, a plaque will be installed on Dwinell Plaza to honor our senior class gift, just as past senior classes have been recognized through plaques on the plaza now. Our plaque will always be there to remind us and the rest of the campus community of our class's dedication to helping future Cal students, just like past generations of alumni have done for us.
Our class had a historic, record-breaking campaign this year. 1,577 seniors were inspired to leave their legacy at Cal by making a contribution to the senior class gift campaign. We, along with the rest of the senior gift committee, have been honored to lead this year's 2013 campaign. This year, we had inspiring challenge matches to help inspire us during our campaign. With the new Alumni Challenge, all of our gifts will be matched 2-to-1 through the generous support of a group of Cal alumni. Additionally, the Cal Parents Board helped encourage participation in the campaign with generous matching gifts totaling over $40,000. And now, without further ado, we'd like to present you, Chancellor Bergeneau, with this year's senior class gift of 113. This number was just recently updated, so I need to read it again. $113,628,000, and this is the important part, 80 cents. So there you go. Good job, Tyler.
So a very great thanks to all of you, to the Senior Gift Committee, and the class of 2013 for this wonderful gift, which will serve well all of your future students. This gift will serve to remind us and future generations of your spirit, compassion, and generosity. Thank you.
Please welcome Allison Yee, Vice President of Commencement.
Better known as the Woz, our keynote speaker is someone we can all aspire to, not solely because of his accomplishments, but because of who he is as a person. He is an innovator. In 1976, Wozniak and Steve Jobs founded Apple Computer with Wozniak's Apple I personal computer. The following year, he introduced his Apple II personal computer, which was integral in launching the PC industry. Second, he is giving. Through the years, Wozniak has been a generous philanthropist, providing Los Gatos School District with hands-on teaching and donations of state-of-the-art technology equipment, founding the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and serving as a founding sponsor of the Tech Museum, Silicon Valley Ballet, and Children's Discovery Museum of San Jose. A fellow Bear and a Berkeley graduate with a degree in electrical engineering and computer science, he models for us the capacity to think critically, our capacity to solve problems, our capacity to stay humble, our capacity to be passionate, and our capacity to service our communities. Lastly, he keeps it real. A Tetris god, he plays Segway polo, he's active on Foursquare, he's a published author, and his latest television appearances include Dancing with the Stars and The Big Bang Theory. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you, class of 2013, the Woz and only, Mr. Steve Wozniak.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You've really got it made in life when you can be referred to by one name, like Sting or something like that. My proudest moment of my life, I get asked that all the time, and I think back to pictures I've seen and my diploma. It was my graduation day right here at this campus. So hear that. I've never said otherwise. Now, my wife and I were both a little bit mathematical. I'm not going to make a real profound speech because the ideas you get in your own head are where the real profoundness comes from. My wife and I are mathematical, so when we go to a hotel, we judge the room by the room number. And so this time my wife turned to me and said, 409, that's 2 squared and 3 squared. We got a good room. Along those lines, I'll give you a little homework episode, which is there ever a full moon on the same day everywhere on Earth? Think about that on your own time. Another thing that I always get in my mind is the tassel was on the right when I graduated from Berkeley, and when we graduated, we moved the tassel to the left. I assumed this must be a standard rule of universities. When the internet came along, I looked it up, and I found that some did it the opposite way. Some had it on all 4 corners, depending on different things. And at Davis, half the people had it on the left to start with and half on the right. I finally figured out it was to keep the tassel out of the way of your face when your picture's being taken. So very seldom do we really pay attention to the fact that life does have rules if you look for them. My wife and I recently went to a basketball game at Stanford, University of Colorado versus Stanford. And we were sitting in the Colorado seats up in the nosebleed section. I got recognized. They put me down in the front row of the Stanford athletic director's box. There we were, my wife and I, wearing Cal colors, rooting for Colorado. And from early on in life, we learned to be loyal to our school. My school, right or wrong. My team, right or wrong. It might just be what city I happen to live in. Does that make me a better person because I'm in a city that has a better team? Not really. We have to understand it's still lighthearted, it's a game, it's a fun ritual and that sort of thing. Because eventually in life, we start saying, my country, right or wrong, rather than asking questions and really challenging things that boil down to a lot of violence and death in the world. I was brought up, taught that there are people that are strong and use their muscles and their power, and they're forced to get somewhere. It's called brawn. Bullies push you around. And I wanted to be the other side, the brain side, that the brain was really the important for the future of a person and for the future of all of us. And that's where I sat at. I wanted to always be on the brain side. Berkeley, I wanted to attend Berkeley because it was a symbol of intellectual thought. Back in those counterculture times when people were talking about it being okay to live life different ways, that life could be different. The intellectuals were at the universities. They were challenging a lot of the accepted wisdom and ways that we lived our life. In the meantime, a lot of intellectuals at this campus had stood up for human values. They had stood up for, excuse me, there's a little bit of an echo, that's why I have trouble speaking. They stood up for human rights. They stood up for wars that were wrong and protested. I remember groups coming down Shattuck, breaking every window, up Durant, breaking every window, and tear gas. We smelled tear gas. We collected rubber bullets when I was here. It was a hard time to remember, but there were a lot of people standing up for something that was right. And for fair treatment as well. Intellectuals stand up and say people should have certain rights to how they're going to be accused of something. What does it mean? Innocent and still proven guilty. The burden of proof is on the accuser. We often forget that sort of stuff. We challenged a war that was very wrong back then, the Vietnam War. And the phrase that was going around with us, make love, not war. And I took that into my heart and became a pacifist as a result. Berkeley, of course, was the best time of my life. It was the best friends. I hope you're here somewhere, John. It was the best experiences, the most exciting time. You have the freedom in your life to explore, to be curious, to learn things, whatever you want to do, to set your own directions and make choices. You also might get your first kiss here. It's also a time for the formation of your life values. Your personality kind of solidifies in those early 20s years, and that's what you're going to be like for life. You could probably look at yourself, and your personality probably isn't going to change much from here to there. In my own case, I thought about it intellectually and said my brain can figure things out with logic, and I chose truth, to be truthful to people. Even if you do things that are wrong or against the law, you will tell your parents and those close to you. Be kind to others was another one of my philosophies, and help those in need. You know, and it's hard because a lot of us forget about it. A lot of us get successful in life. We get money, we get wealth, we get fame like I did. And a lot of people become different people than they were. I liked the person I was when I graduated Berkeley. I liked the person I was when I attended here. And you know what? I decided I want to remain that person for life. And what would I have done if big successes like Apple hadn't happened? So that's why I went back. I taught elementary school for 8 years, secretly, no press. That's why I actually came back to Cal to get a college degree. I would have gotten that degree if Apple hadn't happened. You know, some misbehavior at this age in your life is great, because fun has got to be a part of your productive life always. You've got to have relief, you've got to joke with your friends, and playing little pranks that are harmless is pretty nice. But you know what? A lot of that misbehavior I spotted in the most creative people in the computer industry that I ever meet. They have those emotional memories of the times they played a joke on somebody or smiled or what made them laugh. And that's creative thought. I came up with a formula. H equals S minus F. Happiness is what life's about. It doesn't matter how many yachts you have, what your title is, how much money you make, how many awards you got in life. The day you die, if you've been running everything tight, but another person is out on the streets, homeless, smiling, telling jokes, having a fun time, who would you rather be when you die? And I decided I'd rather be the fun person. So H equals S minus F. Happiness equals smiles minus frowns. Easy one. It led me to formulas in my life to avoid things that would eventually make me frown. Try to set yourself up so that things can happen, not the way you would prefer, but it doesn't necessarily have to make you frown. I modified that formula in later years to H equals F cubed. Happiness equals food, fun, and friends. Food is the necessities of life. Fun is entertainment. You gotta have that fun along with your productivity. And friends, the people that you could roll ideas off to and get ideas and inspire you and support you through life. I said this once at my high school and the kids started laughing, and I had to admit there might be a fourth F. I was lucky to have a car here at Berkeley, and I would drive groups of us down, so many of us in my little Pinto. Some would crouch down in the footwell of the passenger seat. I would drive down most weekends to Tijuana, buy those firecrackers, bring those the carpets of Norton Hall could tell a story. I also bought my first guitar for $25 there. Music was an important part of my life, and it was just so relaxing to play the guitar every day for 20 years. Top Dog, here in Berkeley, that inspired me and my computer design so much, because Top Dog, a hot dog, well then it was a different price, but now like 75 cents, but it's $3 for a hot dog. You don't have to figure some pennies out for tax. You know, you buy 50 cents for a bun, it's $1.50 for a drink. Nice, simple amounting. You don't have to do all this worrying about the fringe little extra details that every accountant will tell you are the important critical parts. It is so simple, it is so nice for the buyer. And I like to put that thought about simplicity into all of my designs. Just make them work so simple. The person doesn't have to do as much work, doesn't have to think as much. Get the details out of the way. The purpose of engineering, of course, is to build devices, appliances that make our home life a lot simpler and give us more fun and more type. They save us work and they save us thinking. And that was a goal. And if we did this long enough, someday we'd only have to work 4 days a week. We were totally successful, but now it takes 2 people working hard, stressful, full-time jobs just to own a home in Silicon Valley. So the wealth didn't come out that way to those that were doing the work. The human versus the technology, which is more important? Almost every one of you out there would say the human. But it's very interesting when you get to companies and you're working on products, you have to think very hard. You have to put so much work into products to make them work in a natural way to humans that the humans enjoy and love it and feel like this is something I want to use and be a part of. That was really what we were good at Apple. You know, and you look at the big companies of technology, Apple, Google, and all that, all started by young people like yourself. Well, these companies, you know, every time they come up with a new product, you say, this is a better world. We have something better. When a politician makes a decision, a Congress makes a decision anywhere in the world, half the people say it's good, half the people say it's bad. We never get a consensus that there's always one super good. Very rare at the political level. So I think the most important people in the world are the ones that run technology companies. Computers are getting more like humans. One time I could write with my own hand, muscles in my hand, handwriting, and it understood me. Not only did it understand me, but when I clicked a button, the note that I'd written to myself, a human, was understood to be a calendar on a certain date and time with a note, and pulling one of my daughters out of my contact book. I said, forever, that changed my life. I want technology to work my human way. I don't want to think about ways to do things. I just want to get it done. Computers are good at doing things, but not at figuring out the ways to do them. It takes a lot of effort on the part of manufacturers. Now, of course, we're speaking to our phones. How far is it from Berkeley to Boston? How far is it from Berkeley to Dallas? And I'm kind of shocked when it says we're closer to Dallas. Or will computers ever be conscious? They'll be really true friends. They'll know your heart and soul better than you do, your little phone. Will that happen? I used to say no. Computers, we don't know how the brain's wired. We'll never figure out how to make a computer come up with the method to solve a problem. They can only follow our methods. I'm starting to not believe that. I'm starting to think we're going to find computer consciousness because we're getting closer and closer. You used to ask a smart person, a university professor, a difficult question, and now you ask someone whose name starts G-O. And it's not God. So we didn't design the internet or any of these computers to replace the brain, but it sort of happened. We discovered that huge amounts of information of the world and processing ability and sorting it and searching, all of a sudden that replaces a lot of stuff we used to use brains for. A lot of changes coming in the future. You have to find your own keys to your happiness in life. Keys that work for myself or a friend aren't going to necessarily be the right keys for you. It's in you. One of the things is you don't have to win arguments. You just have to win it inside yourself. Know that your way of thinking is right and good by your standards, and if somebody else thinks a different way, that's fine. You can still be good and friends. Even if somebody hurts you, you can treat them kindly. If they say bad things to you, you can say nice things back. I think of songs and music that influenced my life a lot, and Bob Dylan saying, "You were right from your side, I was right from mine." We're just one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. In other words, we're a little different, and that's all we're going to look at it peacefully. Dave Mason's saying there ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy. There's only you and me, and we just disagree. It's a good way to even have partings. There's a type of bigotry in this world that's prominent. You have to be like me or you're not good. Get that out of your soul. It's like if you use a certain platform of computer and somebody else uses another, don't put them down and call them bad. Appreciate them that they have a brain and they made a choice, and if their choice works for them, it's still good. You don't really have to say the whole world has to be like me. You know, sometimes we have a metaphor for life called the river. But the river, you're just sort of flowing in it. You're not a participant. You're not a proponent. I think of it more like driving your car. And what are some of the rules? When I got my driver's license and I was on the freeway for the first time and cars would want to merge in, I would back off and let them merge in. And I said to myself, we're all going somewhere. We're all going to get there. We're all going to help each other. It's okay to use your brakes as a human being and your own brain too. Once in a while driving, you'll find yourself wanting to wander, go explore, dream a little, and visit some faraway places, cities, off your normal course, the normal course that everyone else is taking. Take the side roads in life, you know, and then you might find yourself out in the middle of a farm field, and you either got there because you were dreaming or because you trusted your GPS system. Your intellectual and physical energy is at a peak at this age. Look at the young age of the people that started Google, Facebook, Apple, Yahoo back when, and a lot of these other companies. They're your age, and they come up with ideas that they believe in. They work for it like Brianna did. And you got to get a trust in yourself and know what your internal passion is, and that's what will drive you to success. When you have success, are you going to become a different person, though? And all of a sudden, money and power and wealth and increasing it is important to you? Or are your ideals today going to be with you forever? You can't tell yourself, I want to be this person that I like forever in life. Now's your time to change the world and to think different. Go Bears, go Oski, go with peace.
Thank you very much. Please welcome the African Music Ensemble, followed by the University of California Gospel Chorus.
Hey, say woman, yeah, boss, say. Yeah, say woman, yeah, boss, say. Oh, say one way. Say one, yeah. Say one. Ashara. Say wow. Say wow, yeah. Say wow. Say wow. Say wow, yeah. Say wow. Salamachugaga, brother, run away, Salamachugaga. Salamachugaga, sister, run away. Brother, run away. Ilele, hey, ilele, yeah, ilele. Salamachugaga. Oh, ilele, hey, ilele, yeah, ilele. Salamachugaga.
Last summer, University Relations did a campaign, and they asked students and faculty and staff the question, what makes UC Berkeley students so unique? And class of 2013, this is what you said. Stand on your feet and learn the Berkeley gospel song. What makes you unique? Say this. We use what we know to explore what we don't, to change what we can, what we can. Come on, choir, we use. What we know. Harmony. To. What we don't. so we use what we know to do what? And what are you going to do to change social change, global change, financial economic change, scientific change, and what?
Thank you, African Music Ensemble and University of California Gospel Chorus. Chancellor Bergeneau will now recognize the recipient of the Elise and Walter A. Haas International Award.
Thank you. It's our tradition to present at commencement the Elise and Walter A. Haas International Award to honor an alumnus or alumna who has a distinguished record of service to his or her country. This year's awardee is alumna Dr. Zhulang Zhang, PhD, 1999. China's leading expert in social policy, Dr. Zhang has long informed her country's most important policy-making bodies. She is the founder of Beijing Normal University Institute of Social Development and Public Policy, which has evolved into one of China's most influential public policy centers. Dr. Zhang was the first student from mainland China to earn a PhD at Berkeley's School of Social Welfare. The graduate disciplines of public health, social welfare, and public policy were previously unknown in China. With a grant of $12,000, she returned to China and built a School of Social Development and Public Policy, which now has 70 faculty and works closely with the state to deliver social programs. She has focused its work and her work on advocating for policies that improve the lives of China's underprivileged citizens and addressing issues such as poverty, child welfare, mental health care, migration, and disparities among urban and rural communities. Dr. Zhang has also advanced education and training of social workers to deliver services to the needy as China transitions to a modern economy without the social welfare systems needed to sustain its society. She coordinated the Wenshan Earthquake Task Force following the 2008 disaster in Sichuan, which created long-term recovery models to assist victimized communities. Despite facing enormous pressures, she continues to work and advocate for policies to ensure that the voices of her country's most marginalized people are heard. Dr. Zhang embodies Cal's commitment to excellence and public service. It is with great pleasure that I present the Elise and Walter A. Haas International Award to Dr. Zhulang Zhang. Thank you.
Thank you. It is a great honor to be here, to be chosen as the recipients of the Haas International Award. I'm really grateful to have the education offered from this great university, from the School of Social Welfare, from my mentor, colleague, and friend, Professor Leonard Miller, who is sitting here. I'm also very grateful for China, which has created the opportunity for me to serve to the people whose lives have been affected, transformed during the enormous and rapid political, economic, social, and cultural changes. I'm truly proud of being a graduate of this great university. Thank you, UC Berkeley.
At Berkeley, we take great pride in being a preeminent research and teaching university. Our top researchers are also often our best teachers and are committed to teaching in the undergraduate program. Each year, we honor our finest teachers by awarding them the Distinguished Teaching Award through a very rigorous competition. The recipients of this award are truly great and inspired teachers. It is my great pleasure to announce to you this year's Distinguished Teaching Award recipients. They are Assistant Professor Rory Bowie, Integrated Biology, Professor Darcy Grimaldo Grigsby, History of Art, Professor Timothy Hampton, Comparative Literature and French, Lecturer Terry Johnson, Bioengineering, Associate Professor Ula Taylor, African American Studies. So please join me in recognizing these outstanding teachers. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge awards to some of our very many outstanding graduates. The May They're Good Citizen Award goes to Abhinaya Narayanan. The Anna Espenshada Prize goes to Caitlin Leverance. Caitlin, I saw you a little while ago. Where are you? There. The Jake Gimbel Prize goes to Marin Bellerin. This year's 4 University Medal finalists are Luke Bonham, Danielle Nicholson, Danielle Price, and Lena Suleiman. Let's give them all a warm round of applause. It now gives me great pleasure to present the University Medal to the most distinguished graduating senior on the Berkeley campus, Ritankar Das. Okay, I'm going to say some words about you. Ritankar has garnered headlines as teen to receive UC University's medal, and an 18-year-old wunderkind named top graduating senior. He's the youngest university medalist in at least a century. Ritankar is an inspiring young man whose diverse experiences, successes, and leadership demonstrate that while he is truly exceptional, he is also a quintessential Cal student. He seizes every opportunity not only to expand his horizons intellectually, scientifically, and artistically, but also to give back to the campus and to the broader community. He is driven by curiosity and a real passion to make a difference. Today, he is Berkeley's top graduating senior, having completed a double major in bioengineering and chemical biology and a minor in creative writing. Ratankar's efforts and successes exemplify Cal's commitment to access, excellence, and public service. Born in Calcutta, India, Ratankar and his family moved to the United States when he was 7, eventually coming to live in Fremont. Although he was not from a privileged background, his family encouraged his curiosity and education, with the result that he enrolled in Berkeley at age 15. Now, having earned more than 200 units in 3 years, Ratankar is graduating with a grade point average of 3.99. Ratankar, it's about that .01. While at Cal, Ratankar has started a campus of the American Chemical Society, organized a decal course on chemistry, as well as taught poetry. He founded a nonprofit entitled See Your Future to excite interest in science in young people and encourage those in schools with limited resources to pursue careers in science, technology, math, and engineering. He is now working on a book on education reform. After graduating, Ratankar will head to Oxford for a master's degree in biomedical engineering and then continue his studies at MIT, where he has been admitted to the chemistry PhD program. It is my great honor and pleasure to present the University Medal to Ratankar Das. They forgot the medal. Oh, here we go. Got it. Ah, great, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Bergeno. Good morning, and welcome to our parents and other family members, our friends, our faculty, and to my fellow graduates of the class of 2013. As actor Andy Samberg once said, I am as honored to be here today as I am unqualified. I am just one of over 6,000 graduates who will go on to win Nobel Prizes, pen world-changing stories, and create new industries. For the past few years, our families have encouraged and consoled us as we struggled through this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Indeed, they've opened their hearts and their bank accounts for us. For that, we thank you. In my brief lifetime, I have yet to endure or experience much. So for today's remarks, I'm relying on my wisdom of those far enlightened than me, supplemented with just one story from my own life. As a freshman, I wanted to start a journal focused on chemical research conducted by undergraduates. When I asked around campus for advice, I heard, "This will never work." I like that you're thinking big, but a journal? Really? But I heeded the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has exhorted us not to listen to the naysayers when they say it can't be done. After 2 more months, I finally found 2 professors who were willing to take a chance on this idea. two friends and I began advertising in classes, setting up a website, raising funds, and began asking for submissions. But 5 months in, on an 8-month timescale, we had not gotten one single submission. This situation overlapped with the most difficult midterm of our freshman year. Between the struggle to maintain good grades and no submissions, we were ready to give up. Instead, we took to Winston Churchill's words to heart. Never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Despite the journal's gloomy outlook, we doubled our efforts, and in the end, we received over 50 submissions, enough to fill not one, but 4 journals. And because we never gave in, with the help of dozens of faculty, the Berkeley Chemical Review can be found around the world today. However, for each successful endeavor, there are 10 stories of failure. Thankfully, over time, Berkeley has slowly and very painfully taught me to greet failure as a friend. Society tends to put everything into 2 boxes: success or failure. But I believe there's a 3rd box, and it's called not trying. Fundamentally, everyone harbors great ideas, yet most of us ignore them out of fear of failure. We gravitate toward what is low risk or what is easy. We must follow our ideas, even if they sound crazy or impossible. Class of 2013, let's not let fear prevent us from trying. It is the biggest naysayer to our inherent ability to change the world. 150 years from now, when our descendants view UC Berkeley on their Wiki Infinity hologram app, they will know that the class of 2013 is one in a long line of thought leaders who have forged new roads. Steve Wozniak, who I'm honored to share the stage with today, has forged an entire map of new roads. So in closing, I would like to share his advice. If you love what you do, and you're willing to do what it really takes, it's within your reach, and it'll be worth every minute. Throughout the journey of our lives, I hope we all will find something we truly love. Nothing else really matters. Go Bears!
Now please welcome Gladys Hernandez, President of the Senior Class 2013.
All right. Good afternoon. It has been an honor to serve as your Senior Class Council President. Throughout the school year, but especially during spring semester, all 26 council members worked tirelessly to create a more memorable senior year experience for all of you by hosting Senior Week and other behind-the-scene activities, such as designing the class banner and planning aspects of this ceremony. We hope that you enjoyed them. At the end of the day, we are all CAS students and soon-to-be official graduate students. After all the midterms, papers, and countless long nights, here we are. We prevailed. We did so thanks to the friends we met during our time at Cal, friends who listened to our rants and who enjoyed our study breaks and other adventures. We also prevailed because family, especially parents in my case, were there to guide and support us. Thank you. Love you, Mom and Dad. Lastly, let's take a trip down memory lane. Take a moment and remember your first day at UC Berkeley. Recall that person that perhaps was a bit nervous, yet excited for college. Now compare that person to the one that is sitting here today. In my case, I grew from a shy, extremely awkward girl to a young woman that is more confident, aware of current issues, and a tad more outgoing. That change is all thanks to the classes, clubs, and most importantly, the people that I met at this great university. The personal growth that you experience at UC Berkeley may have been harder to achieve at one point or another, yet it was achieved. Take that personal strength that propelled you through your time at Cal and show the world the great person that you are. Let them know that the UC Berkeley class of 2013 is here to change it for the better. Thank you and congratulations.
Now, as we get ready to adjourn, let's thank the rally committee for providing the Cal banner on the eastern foothills. Thank you for guarding it for us all day. One person especially deserves our thanks as he comes to the end of his term as chancellor, and we thank Bob Bourgeonneau for all he has done to keep Berkeley at the very top in the academic world. Thank you for attending the class of 2013 commencement ceremony. Congratulations to the graduates and their families. My notes say please remain in your seats until the recessional has been completed, but there aren't many of you in your seats. And then join the graduates on the plaza level outside the stadium. We wish you a pleasant and safe afternoon. Go Bears, and now we will have our singers.
Hail to California, alma mater dear. Sing the joyful chorus, sounded far and near. Rally round her banner, we will never fail. California, alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail to California, Queen in whom we're blessed, spreading light and goodness over all the West. Fighting 'neath her standard, we shall sure prevail. California, alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Go Bears!